Yep.
This one's a little weird. You have to wait.
I know. You have to give it a sec, yeah. And let this stay there.
Yeah,
There we
that
go.
one's
All right. I think.
on.
Did it do, yeah, now it should be able to do it.
Shenanigans.
And there we go. Patriots, great. There's probably not. I don't think so. Hey, good morning. Welcome. You can go check for it though. Oh my goodness. We sit here for, I don't know,
Nope, that was not our fault.
an hour or so.
All of a sudden
We're
got kicked out of our own
talking, we're
feed.
doing our thing. And then about 5 minutes before it's time to go, we do all this stuff. And then, God forbid, there's an issue. Because then,
Sorry,
get
your
all
connection was lost with your Facebook account, but you can feel free to re-log in. I'm like, really?
really, who remembers their Facebook
I
login?
didn't.
I mean, we just save it. Yeah, I didn't think there was one.
I know, right?
So, welcome. Welcome
We
to Sofa
made it.
Sundays.
We did make it.
We did make it. It might have been a minute late, but we're here.
No.
Oh my goodness. Welcome back. We missed you last
Oh, I
week.
miss being here.
Yeah,
Here, but
but
I'm glad Michael was on.
Michael
the show.
was amazing.
It's
Love
kind of fun
Michael.
when one of us are missing because we have the best guests.
Right.
We have knocked it out of the park every time.
Right. And we don't always have guests just because one of us is missing. So,
Right.
because I might have a surprise guest this month coming up and we'll both be here.
You have a
So,
surprise for me?
maybe. I don't know. We'll see what she says. But yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine who it could be.
I
I'm
know.
so excited.
I know. It's so
My brain's
exciting.
going wild. Like,
Well,
could be.
like Michelle say, hey, I need, she says, I can't make it this Sunday. Do you have anybody? So I just start calling, right? And one person said, no, I'm out of town right now, but I'll be back. And before I go back to my position at a church from my sabbatical, I'll be able to be
Who
there.
is it? I'm gonna go crazy. Who is it?
I don't know, just in case she doesn't show up, I don't want to give it away. So,
Alright.
just in case she can't make it. So,
Can I just, you guys, I hate that on this, you guys can't see this on the live feed, but look at the pretty little flowers she brings for us.
those were you last week's.
Okay.
That's why.
Oh, let's put
They were last week's. You
Let's
can't.
balance them right
No, there's water in that. I don't want to wear that.
I love them. They're so pretty.
I put them down there with our attention rocks.
Thank you for the
and stuff.
attention rocks. Did everybody
Yeah.
do that?
Yes, we got them
Oh, and
going.
hugs, Tara.
There we go. So we're here this week, as always, at Unleash Your Life Studios in Phoenix at 7220 North 16th Street. I almost forgot where we were. And Building A, you'll know that because our ladies are on the front door.
Yes.
So
It's
plenty of
home,
time to
yeah.
get here.
Home of Reverend Dr. Michelle Whittington's practice. So if you don't know what that is, you should check her out online at unleashyourlife.us. And that she has so many great things going on here for women specifically. I don't know that she has anything for men yet, right? But she was
There's quite a few men in our best year yet class.
Okay,
Yeah.
so she does have
Yeah,
go
Christian's
Christians
in
in
it.
that.
Yeah.
So the best year yet is
2.0.
everyone is in that, but she's our mentor.
Yes.
And so we can't say enough about her work and what it could mean to you to be a part of things that she has going on. So check that out. What else? Also, the space is she rents the space out. So if you're ever looking
Yes.
for a really cool spot to host your classes or your groups, there's 2 great rooms here to do that.
Mhm.
One about 10 people. This one holds about 25-ish. So I love this space. It feels
Yes.
good in here. And that's
Yeah.
also on that same site, unleashyourlife.us. So check it out.
There you go.
Reach out to us. We'll let you know.
There we go. So you want to pray us in? Or you want me to? You want me to? All right.
We used to have that decided up front, but
Right,
we
but
throw all of it to the wind now. We
everything
just
we go.
go.
We're just I might
We
start
just let-
reaching out there and say, who wants to pray us in? Yeah,
Oh, you all better be.
yeah, you gotta be,
They're all like,
gotta be on
"What?
your
Just
up
stop it."
game.
No.
All right.
Okay. I almost forgot I got to do this part.
Let's do that again. Let's take a deep breath in and let it out with a sigh. So in that breathing in, that life force energy that is God, that is the only presence, this air, this breath, this time, this moment, this space, this heartbeat. This is the divine. This is us. We are one with that. We are one with the energy that is. As the birds chirp, as the sound of the bowl reverberates, all of this is the divine. So I speak my word into this beautiful law for the highest and best good of this time together, knowing that we hear what we need to hear, that we receive what we need to receive, that things that are spoken, that are listened to, that are part of our hearts, all of this is part of today and is perfect in its expression. And I send blessings, especially this month, to leaders and teachers of all faiths everywhere, knowing that they are blessed in everything they do. That everything that's a part of their person, that is a part of their constituents, that is part of their congregation, that this is done in love and in peace and in joy and perfection, knowing that it brings forth more into this world that we all benefit from as one. And with this, I say thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, universe, for this perfection, for this time together, for the manifestation of this prayer now. I release, I let it go, I call it good, and together we say,
So
and
it
so it
is.
is.
I love that, Jeannie. Thank you.
Thank you.
So good.
Oh, hi, Laura. You know, I have my little, I have my phone on now because the one time I didn't, and we lost sound to the people out there in Facebook land. So now I'm making sure. Good morning, my dear.
Hi.
I'm real sick, baby.
Oh, well, we're glad you're here.
Glad you're here. Send you some good stuff.
Good love. Oh, my goodness.
Oh my gosh, I know. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy. I just feel this feels good. It feels
Yes.
good to be here. I was going to say something, I just lost it because I was worried about Evie for a second. I went right to like Evie.
Oh, Barb's on too.
Yay,
Hi,
love it.
Barb. Happy
Hi,
Sunday. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Barb used to be here every day, every
I know.
Sunday, and then she had to move to
We
cross the
miss her so
country.
much.
And we
They're all
do. We
crying.
miss you,
They're all
Barb.
crying, Barb. They're all crying.
Yes. Well, I was almost reading the wrong one. So this week, our reading is early in the book. We haven't done a lot of the early in the book part, so it's called Blind Spot. And the quote starts, I'm sorry, it's page 14. I apologize. I just said early in the book. That's it. That's all you get. We must trust the invisible, for it is the sole cause of that which is visible.
Oh, say it again. Say that again. Think about this.
Sure. We must trust the invisible, big capital I, for it is the sole cause of that which is visible. And that comes from the Science of Mind textbook, page 56, by Ernest Holmes. The illusion of separation, that we are each an individual, isolated entity, is very powerful. In Missouri, the state got its nickname, the Show Me State. So I should have said that right, Missouri.
Missouri, I was going to say,
Yes,
you
I didn't say it
though.
right. In Missouri, the state got its nickname, the Show Me State, because of a devotion to simple common sense. This, of course, makes the reasonable assumption that what we see, hear, taste, touch, smell is the sum total of what exists in the universe. Upon reflection, that is a pretty big assumption. In the range of vibrational frequencies, we can feel by touch a single vibration to a few hundredths per second. Air vibrating between 20 and 20,000 times per second is the entire range that we can hear. The full rainbow of light is the electromagnetic spectrum in the electromagnetic spectrum is visible to humans between 400 and 790 trillion cycles per second, which means we are unable to sense any frequencies between 20,000 and 400 trillion, or anything faster than 790 trillion. Completely blind. Show me indeed. This shows me that even when discussing the physical universe, there is more than meets the eye. Add in the notion that there is a single creative power that shares its energy and substance to create everything, everywhere. And it opens us to knowing that it can create something wonderful in our lives right now. The one creative power that creates everything is creating my life in a delightful way that brings me a greater experience of health, harmony, peace, prosperity, and joy. I am truly blessed. Reverend Dr. Bill Marchioni, New Thought, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We love Dr. Bill. I just sent him a text too to let him know that he was on the sofa today. So,
And that's the card that you would have, that I am truly blessed. This month is all about blessings and how we are blessed. But that is,
I didn't know if you wanted to.
you know, I like to look
Yeah,
at
you
it.
like to look at
I'm a
it.
visual person. But yeah, that creative power creates everything. But I just love that we must trust the invisible, for it is the sole cause of that which is visible. Everything coming through us.
Because that's your big thing about first cause.
First cause is my favorite term for God, first cause, because it's the first thing that caused anything was God, and that's all that there ever was. And when people say to me, I just met somebody the other day who my fiance was talking about me, I guess, and led with, oh, she's has her own church. That's what he led with. I was like, oh, really? You didn't lead with, I'm a business coach, or I'm a,
No.
it was a business thing. And he led with that. I'm like, that's interesting. And so the guy's like, what kind of church? Like, what does she do? And he tried to explain it and couldn't. The guy was like, I want to talk to her. Like, just wanted to talk. I'm like, about what? So that's what he came to me with. Well, tell me about your church. Like, what is that all about? Like, how does that, I've never heard of religious, what is it? Religious something, religious science something. I'm like, religious science. Yes, that's what it is. So that's what I always say, is that there was only, basically in a nutshell, there was only one thing. We call that God. And God then created everything out of itself. And if that's true, if you believe that one statement, then everything else leans on that.
Right.
So if I am created by all that I could be created from, of which is God, then I am made of the same qualities and attributes as God. I am not all of God, but I have all those same abilities to create my life, just like God created. I can create too. And that when you start to think that way, it changes the game. Changes the way you look at everything, at everyone, what you're seeing and what you're creating. So suddenly then you see what's visible in your life. You created that. You caused that to happen. And then you can also change it then. It's not happening. It's not outside of your control. You're the one doing that. So I think that to me is,
Well, it gives you
that
power.
statement. It gives you
It gives you the power
the
back.
understanding of how it works, how you actually are working, and it begins within. It starts within you. So then all your work just stops being out here. And then you realize, oh, I don't have to be struggling and fixing and doing this and trying to get you to do what I want and trying to,
Because that never works.
no. You think it does. It's not the same thing. You just go within.
Yes.
Work on you. Get in here. It's all inside of you. And I think that causes the blessings, that creates the path to everything that you want to be experiencing,
I love the show me state example,
It was very heady.
Yes. Well, it's very.
For a morning where I had no sleep because my
Right.
puppy kept me up all night. But
Your
so my
puppy,
head's going,
your puppy was showing you a lot of stuff, huh?
yes, showing me.
But that is one of those things, so show me in blessings. Here's before I'm Reverend Jeannie, I'm just Jeannie, right?
Yeah.
And I come to a New Thought church, Science of Mind church. And, I had been going to the church for a little while and liked the people, and it was fun. And, you know, because at some point you decide in your life you're going to look for something as a higher power, bigger than you, in a community. And so I did this, and then they had this class called Foundations. So I took it, and, you know, a few of my friends were talking about when they took Foundations, and it was like 4 months long, and you had this big project. And it had been a little bit since I'd been in school, and I was a little worried, and I take it anyway. And as you know, we're at Reverend Michelle's place of business now, and Reverend Michelle was the minister at the time at this church, and she was teaching the class, and she said to everyone, right, not just me, she said to everyone, when we started talking about tithing, you know, and that's when that word comes up at a church and people run, right? You know, we're all about this.
They get up and they
They're like, oh, you want money? But, you know, like when, I don't know what that is about people, you know, because I have it too. Don't get me wrong. This is part of the story. The whole, like, you know,
so cute.
I'm into spirituality, but I don't know why you have to bring my money in, you know? And I had this thing with God. Me and God had this understanding that I would turn everything over but finance and romance. Those were mine, and I did such a good job at them, you know, 3 marriages and a bankruptcy later. Just saying, you know, some things you learn the hard way.
Yes.
And so Reverend Michelle made this guarantee with our foundations and our tithing.
Oh, yes, I know that.
She said, if you do this, and during this class, and you have not received, you know, a life, I forgot how she put it, like a life more abundant, or, you know, just basically what I heard was, if you don't get more than what you're given, I'm going to give you your money back. Right. And she has a money back guarantee. And I figured, if nothing else, this was a great saving statement for me, right? I'll hand her my money. Nothing happens. I'll get my money back in a big sum. That's what I decided. So I'm about 3 weeks into the 16-week class, and I'm doing my tithing thing, and, you know, and I had left a job title, but I was staying with the same company. And the previous job had bonus, but the new job didn't. And I got a bonus from the previous job, which I was not expecting, because I had stepped down from salary to hourly. Oh, so I got this bonus that was incredible. I mean, it was a couple of $1,000s. It wasn't like, you know, and I was like, because it was so unexpected. So I couldn't get my money back because, you know, I had defined this as my financial good.
Now I can't get my money back.
I can't get my money back, and life is getting better. Oh, poor me. And yeah. So after that experience, I started turning everything over to this universal power of good, and learning that in this turning over of blessings, that I was an active part of it, right? I did my part in, you know, in Science of Mind, we have a thing, treat and move your feet, right? Like, we're not saying, oh God, you take over and not pay the light bill. Right. But I prayed, and the lights still went out, because APS doesn't take prayers for payment. You know, I don't know if SRP does, but APS does not.
Somehow are there though when you go to pay.
Exactly. Right. So there's like this level of faith and trust, along with, you know, doing the work. You know, and that's where, for me, the blessings really come from, is knowing that I am an active co-creator of my life.
Mm-hmm. I love that story. That whole story is awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, that's
I love that.
Yeah. So I, you know, and I haven't stopped giving since.
Yeah, you're really good at all that. Big giver.
I am a
Big
big giver.
giver. You
It's
are.
important to me. Yeah, I've never been disappointed in doing that. You know, it's never not benefited me. So part of that's selfish, right? You know, like there's this thing.
Ulterior motives.
Yes, I am selfish in that. And it's funny because I've had that discussion before about being a giver, not just financially, just about being giving. Because as somebody who is giving, I get, and I know Anne's going to back me up on this one. I get such a high of being able to give to somebody something that they're like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. I mean, you all were here at Valentine's Day. I wanted, you know, I wanted you to have things, right? Like, because when we were kids, we all got Valentines, but you know, now it's like we don't get Galentines from our friends and stuff. So I was like, oh no, you needed ducks, you needed rocks, you needed these things, you know. That's yeah.
So those of you who are on the live feed, she literally brought in these cute little Valentine rubber duckies.
Yeah.
I mean, and then little heart rocks, and then she gave them to everybody who was
Yeah,
here. So
it's like to me
so it
that
benefits to be here in person.
exactly. There's gifts involved.
You never know what this chick's gonna do. And you always get your card.
There's
Yes.
hugging.
And there's lots of
Yeah.
hugs, lots of hugs.
Yeah.
No, but I love that about you, that you do that. And I feel like I lost my train of thought, of course. I'm just tired today. So yeah, the giving comes first. So I think the law is giving and receiving. It's not receiving and giving. It doesn't work like that. It works, the giving comes first. You put in, and then then it comes back to you, usually multiplied,
Deposit
of
withdrawal.
course.
Mhm.
And you may, and sometimes just the act of the giving, you immediately get something because you see the joy in someone else's face, or some things you get to see it right away before it gets multiplied, and then you get whatever your things are. But there have been many times where I've stressed about something, or I'm worried about something, and I remember, ding, 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 stop that. That's not how this whole thing works. And then I treat myself, I keep my mind right, and then it's just, then I have a good time noticing the blessings as they come. Like,
Mhm.
oh, of course I just got a check for whatever in the mail today.
Right.
Of course I did, from something I didn't expect. Okay, that's random. Or of course so-and-so wants to, do this and this. It just, then I have a good time kind of seeing them as they come. But
Right.
I think if you're not sitting in that awareness, it's so easy to get caught up into the way the outside world thinks and runs, when they're not aware of the truth, right? So I think that reset every day, we talk about this a lot, like really, the programming out there is so strong, and you've been having it since you were little, that it's so easy to fall back to that programming, to where you forget that it's coming from inside of you, from God moving through you, and you forget that that's how it's working, and it has to go through your filters of your thinking. So to reset yourself every day, I always say, like, have something that you read every day to remind yourself of those things.
Mhm.
And it's
And
begin within.
this is a great book for that.
Oh, this is a great book.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Affiliated New Thought Networks,
Right.
New Thoughts for Today. And there's another plug to Michelle's Best Year Yet, because she
Yeah.
gives them out when you sign up for that. Yeah, that's
Oh, that's smart.
yeah, it's a
Book's so
great book for that. I use it. I'm actually doing a class right now with Emerson that this is my book. So I'm like steeped in this book right now, about the different things. So, which is great, because this is where we get our ideas of where we're going and everything for the week, or for the month, I mean. And when it comes to blessings and reading over these, they were amazing,
Yeah.
as a topic, because I think, so for me, I have another little plug here for myself. I'm a Marco Polo person. If you don't know,
Polo.
it's an app that is kind of like video text, and you can have groups and different things
It's
like
so
that.
fun when you see you have a Marco Polo for genius. I get so excited when I have a little thing on my, like, ooh,
It's like,
Jeannie's having a Marco Polo. It's just fun. I love
I
it.
also have a thing on it that goes out to everybody that I'm Marco Polo friends with, and it's called Drive By Blessings. And actually, I generally do it on my way here to Sofa Sundays. So if you're on my Marco Polo, you'll know what the topic is because I'm talking about it before I get here. And
But you don't have to be on that live. It's
Yeah.
there. So
yeah, it's
even if
always
you don't-
there. Yeah,
it's there until you go get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't go away, but I mean,
yeah.
it's not a live feed thing. It's
Right.
a
It
recorded
really
thing.
is literally video
Yeah,
text.
So it's very fun.
So you can
Yeah.
answer back and
Yeah,
stuff.
so fun. I love that.
And so I was doing my little Marco Polo for this morning and remembering, why I called it Drive By Blessings. It was really about sending out to people the blessing of the day, right? Sometimes, not currently because I'm in a different class, but there's the wake up, right? And you wake up and you're like, oh, what do I have to do today? And okay, make sure the cats have this, or the kids have this, or the dogs have this, right? Like we get right into here's how the day's going to go. And then we're getting ready. We do our meditations or we do our journaling. We do our whatever, but it becomes actions, right? So this class I'm in currently is about doing the meditation and the journaling first, and then acknowledging your word, right? We all got to pick words and stuff, and everybody goes through something like that, right? And so right now, my word for this time period in this class is speak. And it's about speaking with love for me, right? And so now when I wake up, am I speaking with love to myself, right? And then has come the blessing of that, because normally I'm telling myself what I need to do when I wake up. And now with this new class and the Speak with Love, I'm still talking about the day's events, but there's this different lightness. It's like how I talk to my cats. Oh, you're such a good girl. What do you do? Versus my whole like, Ginny, get your butt up and, you got to make the coffee or whatever. Like I am a taskmaster in my head, and this has changed it to treating myself with the love that I do with my cats. I'm sorry. I really love my cats, and I talk to them much nicer than I talk to me. So yeah,
Well, cats are awesome.
the cats are awesome. I have one cat that's like your puppy who does
Oh,
that,
wild.
but yeah, but most of them are good girls. They take care of themselves. Yeah.
Well, it's looking at those moments and saying, I get to do these things.
Yes.
Like getting up and saying, I get to, do, like I was up in the middle of the night taking care of a puppy. So I get to take care of this puppy, and it's a long game. The care of a puppy or your life, right? It's a long game. So what I'm putting in now with this puppy will benefit us in the long run, right? Or like even my family, like, oh, he loves you so much. Yeah, because I'm the one who cleans up after him. I'm the one that will sit out there for 30 minutes and play with him. I don't just take him out there, go potty, and then put him back. Like I'm the one who's investing. So yes, he
Right.
looks to me. Yes, he's bonding more with me. That's how that works. And that's how life works. That's how everything works. What you invest in. My fiance has a new job where he needs to build kind of like a book of business, right? He needs to like build contacts and build
Build his funnel.
Yes, build his funnel. And as he does this, that's the long game. He's playing the long game. And I said, this is why every person should learn how to play chess. Chess teaches the long game. Checkers teaches quick moments, right? Chess teaches the long game. And
Right.
when a child or a person understands the game of chess, they see everything differently. So when you're looking at things, you're looking at 5 or 7 steps ahead, and that's how I think that's how all of this works. What I'm putting in is how I'll be receiving. And if I don't like what I'm receiving, I need to change what I'm putting in, because I'm creating this give and receive. I'm doing that through my thinkings, through my movements, through my actions. All of this is my creation, which is so fun. And also, like, as soon as you realize that, if you haven't realized it before and you're used to blaming everybody else and everything else for
Right.
things you don't like or you don't want, and the moment you realize, oh, it's me, oh my goodness, I think it's a shock in some ways, but it's empowering in others. That
Yes.
now if I just work on all this stuff, that's what I'm going to be putting out and receiving differently.
Right.
So yeah, look at all that as I try to stay in that get to phase, raising children. Like sometimes it's hard, especially when a certain one has an attitude. Sometimes those days are hard for me. But would I ever
Because
not-
you have an attitude?
No, 'cause that one has an attitude. But I think in my mind, there's times where I think like, would you not want to do this though? You don't want to? Like, no. I never said that. No, I
Yeah.
love it. I get to be that person. I get to be their mom.
Yeah.
I get to be that. Do I want to change the dog kennel in the middle of the night when it's all the, no, I don't like that. But I get to do that because I get to have this puppy. I get to do that. So it's like, changing the mindset and looking
Mhm.
at your life like that. What do I get to do? What do I get to give into my life, into the people in my life, into my job, how do I get to show up? What am I putting in so that it just naturally gives back to me
Mhm.
in blessings and blessings and blessings, right? That's the thinking of it. So as I sit here tired this morning and I really want to go back to bed, I think in my mind,
Well, I think we have a pillow.
I could just, but that's the thought, like instead of being grumpy, and I'm darkening my hair. I don't know if you all noticed, my hair is getting darker. I'm feeling like I'm out of my redheaded phase for some reason. I don't know what's happening with me, but I still have been a redhead since I was born. And so I'm I have a hot temper. I can quick to
Are you
turn on a
blaming
dime.
your hair for your
It is.
temper?
It
Just say
that
we're
is-
blaming outside forces.
I think it's a warning. I think the red in my hair is a warning to the world that, she
I love
But I can,
says.
yes, right? I can turn on a dime like that, but as I mature and as I learn more about how it works, my mind goes to, or you can see this as the gift that it is,
Mhm.
the blessing that it is, or that I get to do that. I get to clean up after this puppy. I get to be their mom, even when it's difficult. I get to do that, and I think
Yeah.
that shifts a lot of the mindset around everything. And it changes the
Absolutely.
outcome, changes the long game for sure.
Good morning, Christine. Christine's watching now.
Talk.
Yes, and she gets to take care of her chickens every morning.
I
So
know. That's
she's got some cute chickens.
Any comments? Oh, did you?
Yeah. Well, I did have one thing,
Yes.
like when you were talking about the taking care of the puppy, that's the big thing, like, changing out, and kids too, right?
Whew.
Babies as well.
Yes.
It's like changing out a poopy situation. Okay, wait a minute. This is I can say it. A shitty situation, right? Is never fun,
No.
whether it's actual or mental, right? Like that's the big thing. Like
Right.
we all get into that, okay, here's a kennel to clean up routine
Right.
somehow.
Very
right, in
metaphoric.
our-
It's very
Yes,
metaphoric.
very
for the whole
metaphoric,
world, for
yes.
How everything runs.
And you're like walking around and you're like, oh my goodness, and especially when the situations run into each other.
Right. Right.
It's easier when they're hard little piles, right? Oh, I just got to clean that up, right? No biggie. But like when we have runny situations, so it is a very good
Sorry
metaphor.
for bringing up that.
Oh yeah,
analogy.
no. Like if you were eating
Come on.
breakfast, I'm so
I'll
sorry.
pick a better example next time.
I really am. I'm so sorry if you were eating breakfast while watching. But that's the truth there, right there. When we're cleaning up a situation, whether it's mentally or physically, and we're like, oh, I don't want to do this. That doesn't make it any easier on us, right? And so there's the get to, because like you said, this puppy responds to you. He's bonded with you. And that's also a metaphor for our life. When I walk into those type of situations with my brain changed from complaining to gratitude, there is
Right.
such a difference in how I perceive my life. you know. And I'm not saying, and I'm really not saying everything is Pollyanna popping up roses. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that sometimes changing that thought can be difficult and so worth it.
So worth it.
So worth it to have a puppy or a
Yes.
child who, you know, or a good day, you know, like whatever the
Right.
case may be on
Because
that.
you're going to
So-
receive what you think it is.
right.
If you
Right.
think it's awful, you're going to receive awful. I guarantee it's going to be awful. If I see a kennel and it's full of whatever, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm miserable about that, and I have to change that, I can see that, and I certainly can be upset about that. Or I can see the puppy that's sitting in my lap as I clean it, who's like this,
Right.
this big eyes, and sometimes he sticks his little tongue out like this. He'll be like this.
And what's his name again?
Ozzy.
Little Ozzy.
So I mean, to see this little, I call him. I'll say little baby body is what I say, because he's like a little baby. He is like the size of a 8-pound, 9-pound baby, and he looks like a baby. He's a little baby, but he'll like lay on me while I'm trying to pull everything out and clean it, because I'm trying to keep him from running anywhere else and doing anything. So I'm hanging on to him and I'm cleaning this up, and I think so. Sometimes I do get frustrated. It's not like I don't get frustrated. I don't love cleaning that up, but I try to keep myself like, you wanted this puppy. This is part of the deal, and you knew this going in, and let's shift it to something else. Like
Absolutely.
he can't help it. He's a baby. He doesn't even know. And they say, 16 weeks before they even really make the full connection. Like, oh, I'm not supposed to be.
I'm not supposed to do that here.
So
yeah.
so it's like, it's okay, but it's all coming from our own reaction, and we can 100% control that, which is great news. Like, we are the boss of this thing up here, and
Right.
we can change that outcome merely by deciding we see it differently,
Mhm.
by completely controlling our reaction.
Right. 12-step talks about that, like move your perspective over 6 inches.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
The sage.
Yeah.
The sage, yes.
Reframe the situation. Reframe the story that you're putting to it. Come back to the present moment, what's actually happening, and then move from there. And I think blessings just are already there. The blessings are there I think they're there all the time. But if we're covering it up with this negative thing, you can't think both thoughts in the same mind.
Right.
So you're missing it. If you choose to only focus on the negative part, you're going to miss. Like I love the saying, I say it all the time. Mr. Rogers' mother, who, when he was a boy, you guys have all heard this story, when he was a boy and there was something horrible on the TV, and she said, don't look at that, look for the heroes. And look for where the heroes are, because the heroes are there too, but we're looking at the catastrophe and we're not noticing the good stuff that's happening because the catastrophe is so big.
Right.
Not that bad things don't happen, but how can we be heroes if bad things don't happen? It's like a strange coin. Both sides are the same thing, but there's two sides to look at it. So it's looking at just everything that way as best we can. And I think we have to have a reset every day. I think we have to remind ourselves every day to do that, because the programming keeps us looking at the negative. All the news, everything, it's constant.
Oh yeah, because the negative can be
Constant.
sensationalized.
It's ridiculous.
Right.
We got a hand up. True.
I think for me, one of the exercises, especially if I'm frustrated or feeling sad or whatever, is to try and really find the tiny things, because there really are blessings. I mean, if you're open to seeing delight in tiny things, you'll be overrun with blessings.
Nice.
And sometimes it's just really silly. And I can remember one time in our BYY class saying, I had a really good day today, and it's been a long time since I've been able to say that. My cheese was on sale.
Hey man, that's important.
That is
And you know,
important.
it's just like the little things.
I
Yes.
love it. I love it. Do we have any other comments? Because I was feeling some comments about what we talked about. Anyone? Anyone feeling anything?
Anyone feeling cheese on sale comment? I do love when my cheese is on sale. There we go.
I knew I felt it. I felt
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Earlier I felt it.
Well, what you were talking about made me think about how sometimes I go through those running a shitty situation
Yes.
in life, is that you begin with like that. What's the result of this? Like, yeah, there's a lot of steps that are going to be hard and whatever to go through, but then the other side of that is bliss. The other side of that is the joy of accomplishment. The other side of that is all of these wonderful things that you get to experience. All the shit steps you have to go
A
through.
clean
Right.
box.
Right. Right, but if you can, that's like kind of the beacon on the hill, or putting your mind on the bright thing in front of you in order to get through that maze of crap.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
All what it is here. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It's shit. It's crap. Yes.
There are times
We got to go through it.
where I am dealing with something that either stresses me out or I'm nervous about, or like I know this is coming up, and I'll say to myself, yes, and as soon as before you know it, you'll be here. So like I'll look to like the next thing that's going to happen that maybe will be less stressful or fun or whatever, and I'll say, yeah, and before you know it, you'll be having lunch with Jeannie. Like, so like, I'll be like, that's right. This is just a moment. It's just going to happen. And then I'll be over here doing this. So I focus on the thing that's coming after it that I'm excited about, because I know that as soon as I get through it, I'll be on that other side. So instead of focusing on the things I'm scared of or makes me, or gross, like gross changing a litter box. Well, as soon as I'm done changing this kennel, I get to love on this puppy. So I'll be, and any moment now, I'll just be loving on this puppy. So that's one of the ways I keep my mind in the looking at the goal instead of all the tough stuff in between.
I had a friend that used to talk about, like, when you're going through a hard time, like, if it's this bad, just imagine how good it's going to be on the other side. And I don't know if that's a truth statement, or if because I believe it, the other side feels that big and good. You know, I can't tell you if that, and that's
Doesn't
how,
matter.
right. And that's how powerful our,
Yeah.
you know, our thought patterns are, right? That's how powerful it is because we can say, okay, this is crappy, but this is going to be crazy cool over here. And when we get there, it's like, oh yeah. And so when you were talking, the thing that came up that I do when I'm waiting for a vacation, right? And then I have it, and I have it planned, right? I'll be in my bathroom showering and I'll be like, yes, but next week I'll be in Paris.
See, you do See, I do that too.
Yeah,
It
like,
works.
and
It works.
it does. And then, like, when I get to, you know, Paris, I remember the shower that when we went to Paris, and I remember being in that shower going, oh, this is so good. I remember when I was dreaming about being in my Paris shower, you know, and I don't know, there are, like, I'm all for being in the present moment and everything. There are some times, though, that having that, I don't know what you call that, because like having those goals or those things that we're looking forward to, right? Like getting our doctorate, like, you know, those things we look forward to, those are the things that for me move me on, encourage me, you know, get me like excited to be. And so I think it's important to have those things, whatever they are. You know, whether it's a lunch date or a Paris shower or your PhD, you know, whatever it is, that you have these things that say, I have something coming up that, you know, I want to celebrate. I want to, you know, experience. And with that, when I have those things, then cleaning the litter box or kennels or the mental litter box or kennel, yeah, we got a hand.
You keep your vibration up.
Yes, you keep your
Yeah.
vibration.
Well, and it doesn't, like you said, I don't know if it's true or not, but I believe it. And that's what shifts your filter,
Right.
right? Because
Yeah.
then you're going to see it as it's going to be great. So it just works.
Yes.
Right. And it really is two sides of the coin, depending on which side do you want to look at. Which side do you,
want to feed?
which wolf do you want to feed? So true. That's a great one
Right.
too. That's a great one too. Yeah. It's up to us.
I'm only going to feed the one I'm cleaning up after.
Yeah, really. Maybe it's what we're feeding it.
Right?
Makes me think about that puppy now. Oh, that puppy is so worth cleaning up after him in the middle of the night. I will tell you though.
Right.
It's hard, but
Sure.
he's so worth it.
Sure. I share my office / workout room / litter box room, with the cats. So my morning, the first thing I do in the morning is I get up and I start my hot water and I wash my face real quick and I take my cup of hot water and I get on my elliptical. And so I'm in there and the cat boxes haven't been cleaned yet. So depending on what I fed them the day before, this
Yes.
may or may not
Could be
be
a
the
problem.
experience that I want to
Could be a
have.
problem.
And so I finish that up and then I go in and do their litter boxes and then, I wash my hands and I go do my yoga, they're part of my routine and they know Dakota's going to have her second cup of coffee and then they're going to get their wet food, and so there's like a whole household movement happening there with our little tribe of cats. And there really is something about having a routine in my morning with my family that I feel totally blessed with. I don't know where I was going with that, but
Great way to start out your day.
yeah, it really is. Like it sets me up
Recognizing your
different.
blessings right away.
Right.
That's what you were like. You start the day
Yeah, I start my
noticing it.
day noticing that I'm there. Because this class I'm doing right now called Mental Muscle, and trust me, after I'm done doing this class, I'm going to bring that class here. We're going to love it.
I love that.
But we're in no complaining for the next 16 weeks. What is it with me in 16-week classes? I don't know.
No,
But-
keeps doing it.
You don't realize how much you complain until somebody tells you to stop. Right? You're like, and they don't escape my mouth, but they're in my head. So that's the thing. And I'm like, wow, how come you talk to yourself like that? That's what I was saying about like changing that
Yeah.
complaint thing to the gratitude thing, and that to love only, speak that, hear that, listen for that. It's a totally new perspective. I know I shouldn't say new perspective. It's not like I didn't know this, but there are a lot of things that I know that I don't always keep going. Like I fall out of the habit.
Yes.
And then I'm like, somebody reminds me,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that works well for me.
That's why the resets are so important.
Yes. And the reminders of it. That's why we're here, right?
That's why we do
It's
this.
we're not saying anything you people don't know.
Right.
I mean, this is not original thought.
Right.
So, but having this conversation, activates us, motivates us, creates that change inside of each of us that we want to be more and better and open and receiving, and open from the top to be that, vessel of the divine in the world. That's why we do it.
Right. I remember being before we had the sofa, we'd go to church and the church would last me till about Thursday. And I start realizing I need church again. Because I'd start getting that angst and that issue. I didn't realize I should just reset myself. I just was like, I need to get to church.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bite someone's head off right now. Someone's gonna be in trouble. But yeah, the constant, that's funny, the constant, how long it lasts and stuff.
Right.
It keeps
And
you
that's
going.
why we ask you to participate on Facebook. That's why I have things out there, on the Facebook page, like, tell me what you got from the sofa this week. Tell me what's good in your life. Tell me who you love and who inspires you. I'm not setting that out there just because, something to do. I'm doing that to remind you of who you are in the divine and the blessings that surround you. So participate.
Well, we have something coming up that's going to help with that in the middle of the week. We are going to have
we are
Beyond the Sofa. So we are joining with the
New Thought Media
New
Network.
Thought, thank you, because she knew I wasn't going to get it right. New Thought Media Network, which will also live stream our Sofa Sundays at a later time in the day. And then we will create a new, about a 30-minute, I
Right.
think we decided, a little 30-minute check-in called Beyond the Sofa, and it's gonna have a new logo and everything. It's gonna be fun. So that's gonna be like a little separate piece that will hit in the middle of the week on their feed, and it will feed to everything.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
So
just to
we
kind
want to
of
like
have
check
that.
in because it doesn't feel like it lasts all week. Like
Right.
we definitely need to keep triggering each other to remember the truth of who we are and what we're doing here. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so I think so. We're excited to launch that.
Yes, we are.
That's
Yes.
coming soon because we're in talks.
Yeah, we've
right
been
now.
we're working on getting everything
Yeah, we're trying to get
together.
the sofa done first, and then
right.
the second piece will be easy. But we'll of course let you guys know. But yeah, so we've got a lot of good stuff brewing.
Yeah.
We're working on it. We're
working on it.
working our plan. Yeah.
What else? Tell me about your blessings.
Anything else going on for everybody?
What's one thing today that you can say, man, I'm blessed?
You don't have to say it out loud if you don't want to. But
Yeah.
you
Sofa
can-
Sundays.
Aw.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Aw, thank
Tara.
you.
Last day of dog training.
Oh,
Yeah.
she knows what I'm talking about.
I'm doing with
Love
the Humane Society, and this is the last week of the first beginners class, and
Nice.
so I'm excited.
Very cool.
Yes.
Very cool. That's great.
Evie.
That's awesome.
Don't have a voice today. I guess finishing a project at work that's been weighing on me for a long time.
So I'll repeat
Thank
since your voice.
Good.
Evie said, finishing a project at work that's been weighing on her a long time.
That's
There we go.
great.
I know that's good
Get
for you.
that done.
Yes. Christian.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be here.
Oh.
I have my accountability partner here
Oh,
in
good.
my coaching group, and I spoke at last week in our session. I was like, I'm gonna make it Soap Sunday.
Yay!
For a year that I've been saying this, but I watch it online, and I'm just so happy to be here. And
Oh,
I'm
so
really
happy
grateful
seeing
for
you.
the medium and everything that you guys do and the collaboration. So thank you.
Aw,
Thank you,
we're so
Christian.
excited. When she said you were coming, I'm like, wait,
We're like, what?
blonde
What?
Christian? Blonde Christian? What?
I
Yes,
know.
we are very excited.
Very excited. Brian.
Love you.
Grateful for Sofa Sundays.
Thank
gosh,
you.
you guys.
Yay. Melanie.
We weren't trying to do plugs first.
I'm grateful for a big transition.
All right.
Nice.
Yay.
Wonderful.
True.
That for
What
you.
was the question again?
What are you grateful for? What's the
What's a
blessing in your
blessing right
life?
now?
I've just been able to play more instruments lately in band class, and I'm getting more musical in my.
High five right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo.
What
That's
instruments?
right.
Let's say them.
I do percussion. Well, that's not on, but I do percussion, bass clarinet, regular clarinet. I don't really do piano anymore, but I'm just been doing a lot of like drums and stuff lately. So.
Yeah.
He's
There we
picking up
go.
percussion like his mama did.
There you go.
I'm just saying, he's got
There
the
you go.
rhythm.
It's got rhythm.
Yes, I'm very excited about that for you.
A very musical family you have.
I know.
Yes,
it's
very
so fun. It's so fun.
Unlike me. I am not, but I pretend to be.
It's fun to see how it
On
comes
Sofa
out.
Sundays. Yeah.
You're so funny.
Oh, I love
What's your
it.
blessing?
My blessing. Oh my goodness, Sofa Sundays.
I know. Always
It
it's gonna be that, but
absolutely
what else?
is my blessing. My family, my immediate family, Dakota and my kitties, but as well as my daughter and my grandsons and my mom and my sisters. Total blessing to me. But in this moment, I will say this tribe right here, this will get me through till Thursday too.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like hearing what you guys are blessed with and just knowing that frequency, that vibration is here with us. I love it.
That too.
How about you?
Well, I love Sofa Sundays. I hate when I miss. It makes me crazy when I miss. So I couldn't wait to get here today. Even though I was tired. I was like, but it's Sofa Sundays. I gotta do it. I'm grateful for all my family, my friends, all the support that I have. I'm grateful for my fiance that we're gonna get married next month. So I'm excited for that. And life is moving in a good direction.
There you
always.
go.
So yeah.
Did you have something that
Yeah. I'm grateful for Sofa Sundays too, but I'm also grateful that my sister's coming for 2 months on April 1st.
Yay! Oh, Chris, we can't wait to have you on the sofa.
I know, I'm so excited.
Yes, that's
That's
awesome.
very exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, so she
Awesome.
watches us online.
Right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
she'll be here for the basketball season.
Usually delayed because it's so early there.
Right,
Oh,
yeah, so she watches us
later, but yeah.
in Australia. So like, and it's so early there. So she watches it after.
Right.
She'll
Yeah.
be here after the Mercury starts, so
Okay, then you guys
get
can
to
go
a
to the
game.
I'll stay home.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess I'll need a sofa buddy.
Oh my god.
Why? Because you'll be on your honeymoon?
Well,
I'll
I'm not
have to
taking a honeymoon
find
yet, but
somebody.
I will definitely be sleeping or something.
Sleeping.
I won't be up. Oh
Too
my
funny.
goodness, I know. Oh my gosh. Well, you guys are all amazing. Thanks for being here in person. Those of you who are
Yes.
here.
And thanks to the people online. Thank you,
Yes,
Barb.
we do love you
Thank
online.
you, Laura. Thank you. Oh, Reverend Missy's on. Hi, Reverend Missy. Who else is on? Christine was on.
Christine's on.
Yeah, thanks,
Awesome
guys.
talking on there. You guys are
Right?
awesome. Oh, look at the
I
hearts.
love Love the hearts. Love the hearts.
And those of you that are in here, those of you who watch this later or whenever, we do it a little bit later at 11:11 so that those of you who are going to a different church in the morning can still make it here. And remember, we're good if you're a little bit late. We just be here in
Absolutely.
person. It's the vibe is amazing. If
Yes.
you live locally here, you gotta come check it out in person.
Right.
And I'll be happy.
Right.
And-
And we like our Annie happy.
I know,
So,
we
yeah.
like to keep her happy.
There
No.
we go.
No, but we love to love on you, and we love for you to get the affirmation cards, and you never know what Jeannie's gonna bring.
Right. You just never know.
You never know.
You never know. Right.
So anyway, yes, I think we're complete. Everybody feel
They're
good?
complete. All right. You ready?
I think so. We'll see. Oh, let's take a deep breath. There's one presence, only one power, first cause, energy, life, one moment. And we call it God. We call it divine. We call it love. It is all there is. And each one of us is made of only what we could be made of, which is God, which is love. We are each that perfect, brilliant, amazing manifestation of God in our own unique expression, right here, right now. I know this is true for each one of us, for everyone hearing the sound of my voice and beyond. And coming from that truth, I speak my word into the law, knowing that as I do, I set the law of God in motion for the highest and best, for everyone here, for everyone beyond the sound of my voice. Knowing that as each one of us sits in our truth, as each one of us moves from our truth, we can't help but create blessings. We can't help but put more love, more joy, more peace out into the world. As each one of us moves with God in what we do every day, we experience the beauty of life, the joy of life. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that we have that choice. That each day we make a decision how we want to align with God. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that we have this connection, that we had this time together. I know that it's been truly blessed, as each one of us are. And so I let it go, know, and trust that it is perfect, whole, and complete. And together we say, and
So it is. Thank you. Thank you. That was awesome. Thank you so much for being here.
How can we support you?
So how you can support us, thanks for asking,
Thanks
Ann.
for asking, Ann.
You can support us online by sharing this feed, by commenting, by telling your friends about us, by coming in person.
Yes.
We love all that support. You can support us financially by going to beginwithinministries.com, and you can make a one-time donation. You become a Spiritual Church Club partner, which comes with this beautiful mug
And your name tag.
and your name tag and a little sofa charm. So you can do that. For a single membership is $45 a month, and a family or couple $75 a month. And again, we love for you to be part of. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, love us, share us. Follow us.
Yes. The more you comment on our feeds, the more that Facebook recognizes us as something cool going on, and they'll share it also. So the more,
Exactly.
so we would appreciate that help. Any help you can share is great. We want to keep this going for forever and ever and ever.
At least,
Yeah.
if not beyond.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being with us today.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for everyone being
Have a
here.
great
Thanks,
day.
everybody.
We'll see you next week.
Bye. Yes, next week.
Next week.
I know we're already in March.
It's amazing. We're already
Guys,
in
it's
March.
just marching along.
Right, it's
Just
marching.
marching along.
Marching along. Oh my goodness.
I know, it's
Thanks
so
for your
funny.
cheesy
I'm so
comments.
That's right. Yeah.
No,
That's
go ahead.
right.
Just-